Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my name is Kim, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and give me a thumbs up. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I have recently seen that I've gone up to 150. If by next week I'm still holding strong at that number, I will do a Q&A. So if you have any questions you want to ask me in that Q&A, leave me some comments down below. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, which is Passion4Books79 on both platforms, you can leave me questions there as well. So, yay everyone, thank you so much for supporting my channel. There's been so much growth since December going into January. December I think I was like at 84 subscribers, and now I'm, like I said, at 150. I would love to get to 200 by December, but I'm ecstatic for the 200. So, I'm sorry, I'd be ecstatic for the 200, but I'm so thrilled also that I've made my minimum goal of the 150. So yay, thank you. You guys don't understand how much it means that you guys are enjoying my content and coming back, you know, week to week to see what it is that I'm talking about. So enough of all this gushy stuff. If you've been with me for a little while, know that I get off on these weird tangents every now and then. So for this review video, as the thumbnail surely let you guys know what this video is about. Where was I even going? Oh yes, I have notes because otherwise I get off on these really side weird tangents, so it kind of helps me to focus. There may be a little bit of extra glow going on because I am reading off of my computer screen. My eyes are very tired right now, so I'm having to move it closer and got it as big as I could get it to do and still be on the screen without having to go back and forth as much. So again, enough of all of this huge introduction. Let's get into this review. Alright, so I am reviewing The Edge of Hunger. This is by Rhyannon Byrd. This is the Primal Instinct series, and this was part of my Romance-opoly year-long readathon, and I read this book for that. So I wanted to give you my thoughts on it. So I'm going to set that down right over there. So it's still on screen, but as you can tell, I love talking with my hands. And I talk really fast a lot of the time. And because I'm so super excited about that milestone that I just told you guys about, my voice is very shaky. Anyway, so to the book, which is why you guys came here in the first place. Alright, The Edge of Danger, again, is by Rhyannon Byrd. This is a paranormal romance, and it was copyrighted back in 2009, so it is a little bit of an older book. Most of the time, the books that I read are older books. I don't tend to go out and spend money on brand new releases. Occasionally, if I do get a brand new release, it's on Audible, so I can hear it when I'm traveling or if I'm doing my walks in the morning. If you follow any of my vlogs that I have, which I'm hoping to get back into soon, that's where I tend to do, like Smoke Bitten, I think was the newest Patricia Briggs book. I got that via Audible, but it's not a physical copy. Physical copies tend to come out in hardback book covers first, so I tend to like the softbound. I know Storm Light Archive is coming out in November, but it's a hardback, and I probably won't get that one in a physical copy until it releases in paperback, just so it will fit with these three. Oops, as I knock things over. Yay, go me. Alright, so again, enough of all of that. Again, like I said, if I don't follow my notes, I'm going off on tangents. But yeah, so 90% or more of my books are in paperback. I do have a few because I didn't have an option to get them in paperback when I ordered them. That's why they are in hardback, even that they are older books. So, but I do try to kind of keep it uniform. All of my Mistborn are paperback. Pretty much everything except for my Christine Fionn books. Those are two kind of, they stand out. It's like all this is Christine, then you got these hardback, and it just looks a little odd when they're not uniform. And I'm a very much a uniform type of person with various things, like all my pictures have to be straight on the wall. Everything needs to. This drives me nuts, but I know why I have it recessed so you can see the book that I'm discussing. Otherwise, they would be pulled to the front. Even this kind of drives me a little bit nuts, but I like to display some of my books too. All right, another tangent. Woohoo! This is going great. All right, so what in the world is this book about? Get us back on track here. So basically, this is the second book in the Primal Instinct series. I'm not sure how many books is in that series. There are, I think, 3 more up on my bookshelf, which hangs out up over here. I read the first one. This is the second one. This particular one follows Sage Buchanan and Michael Quinn. Sage Buchanan is a Merrick, and this series is about between the Merricks, who are the protectors of the world, and the Cossus demons, who are trying to come back into the world and take their rightful place within the world. And the Merricks are trying to keep them out because the Cossus demons, they don't care. They just go on killing rampages, and that's pretty much all they do and cause chaos. Okay, so Sage is, again, her heritage comes from her Merrick blood. Michael Quinn, he is a raptor shifter who has been sent out to protect her and bring her back. She is an archaeologist, and they encounter, again, the Cossus demons, where she's on her archaeological dig trying to find an artifact that the Buchanans can use as the Merrick to defeat the Cossus. So that's kind of what this book is about and how they come together. Do they survive and all of those things? Can she survive her awakening to become a full active Merrick, or will she be killed off by the Cossus demons? And that's, again, is the short synopsis of what this book is about. Alright, so kind of my overall thoughts, opinions, and experiences with this book. Some pros for this. I did overall enjoy the book, but it was more of a meh. It's not, the best book I've ever read, but it was definitely not the worst book I've ever read either. So it was an okay read. It has a very fast start to it, which I truly appreciated. That it did start off, because the first book, you're being introduced to this world within our world, getting the background and the setup. So in the second book, you already go in knowing this background information and why these two groups, the Merricks and the Cossus, are fighting and all of that. So that was a pro. And you're taken right into the action, right into the plot, right off the bat. Again, there's not a huge slow build-up. Again, you know what you're going in. The writing style was easy to follow. She draws you in with the way she describes things and makes you want to, continue reading what's going to happen next. It makes you feel for the characters and cares about what happens to them. Okay? However, that being said, there are some cons to this book. I did not enjoy how the author actually wrote Sage's character, because here's this character that's set up to be, this headstrong, competent archaeologist who, travels around the world, is able to take care of herself, street smart, and all of these really strong female characteristics that I love about a character. But as soon as she meets Michael or sees him in the bar, all of that just goes out the window, and she makes some of the dumbest and stupidest decisions. The first time, yeah, I can kind of see maybe why she made that decision, but she made the same mistakes over and over and over. And she never learned from it. And it was so frustrating to see this character who was portrayed as a strong, dominant, I can take charge, in charge of my own life, and she just, as soon as she found kind of her love interest, or soulmate, or however you want to talk about that, and she just becomes this nitwit. And I was like, wow, really? This is what you're going to do, and this is how you're going to portray this character from here on out. So that to me was the biggest con about the book, is just simply how the main female protagonist was described after she met up with Michael. Everything else about her was great, except for that. Overall, I gave it a 3. Again, overall the story is good. The plot is good. It's just the way that she ended up writing and portraying the character as she went through the book was kind of disheartening, and I didn't agree with that. So a 3, okay read. I would recommend it if you've read the first book out of the series. It's okay. I'm interested in possibly reading the third book and seeing if it brings me back into enjoying the series again. It may be that the second book is kind of that middle book syndrome where it kind of drops off. So I'm interested in going on and reading the third book if I can fit it into the Romance-Opoly and one of their challenges, to see if I continue to enjoy the story. Whereas right now with the second book, it was kind of meh. I would recommend this book to you guys if you first have read the first book and enjoyed the series, and if you're into the paranormal romance genre as a whole. It is a very interesting take on demons and protectors, so that is another plus for the book, because it does take a different outlook on it. Again, I did enjoy it. It's like I said, a meh. It wasn't my best book I've ever read, but it's definitely not the worst book I've ever read either. So anyways, if you have enjoyed today's review of Edge of Danger by Rhyannon Byrd, please give me a thumbs up. Again, consider subscribing if you haven't already. And until my next video, I hope you have a good one. Bye!